How we doing, everyone? Hope you're well. Mr. B here, back today to roll two video subjects into one video. I'm going to be doing my honourable mentions for my top albums of the year for 1998 and a little collection update for you, show you some new stuff as well as I went into the collection. Going to get straight into it after a sip of coffee. Don't know why I'm drinking coffee because it's stinking hot here in the southeast of England at the moment. Should be having a cold drink. So up first, the honourable mentions for 1998. Not too much to show. This first one I'm about to show probably should have made the top 15, to be fair. I mean, this guy's proved himself to be a bit of a tool over the years, but got to give credit where credit's due. This is a fantastic album. We're talking about Kid Rock, and this is a Devil Without a Cause, which absolutely blew me away at the time. I remember just listening to this CD constantly, over and over again. A lot of people over the years have claimed to mix rap and rock, but they always kind of tend to lean more heavy on one side than the other, whereas Kid Rock was the only one who got it straight down the middle. A real good mix of rock on this, hip-hop, some funk as well, and some just great songs, actually. He's rapping really good. Some of his lyrics are a little bit questionable, to say the least, but it's a fantastic album. Some really rocking moments, some proper hip-hop moments, mixing both styles together really, really well. Cowboy is a fantastic song. Devil Without a Clause, the title track is absolutely great. Where You At Rock is really, really good as well. Welcome to the Party, great tune. There's one on here with Eminem as well. Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But yeah, really good album from Kid Rock. Yeah, like I say, he's proved himself to be a bit of an idiot over the years. But we'll give credit where credit's due for new music. This is a good album, and to be fair, it probably should have been in the top 15. Kid Rock's Devil Without a Cause. Really like that one. A couple more CDs to show. Here's Hole and Celebrity Skin. So, of course, Courtney Love. Very much more polished effort from these guys compared to what they did before. Sounds nothing like 1994's Live Through This. A much more mainstream approach. Like I say, nice shiny production. A lot of this was co-written with Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. Courtney sounding good in this. Some really good tracks on it, actually. Celebrity Skin, the title track, very, very catchy, gets into your head easily, great tune. Track 2, Awful, that was a single as well, very catchy, love the chorus, it's really good. Malibu, that was another single, great tune. Northern Star's really good, Boys on the Radio, Playing Your Song, stuff like that. Very, very simplistic, alt rock, but with very much a very shiny production job to sell it to the masses more, and I think it works. This was quite a big noise at the time. Good album from Hole, Celebrity Skin, another what I mentioned from 1998. Last CD to show, and definitely an album that was a big disappointment, is Van Halen and Van Halen 3. This has definitely grown on me over the years a bit. It's not as bad as I used to think it was. I mean, I used to absolutely hate this. So this is Gary Cherone coming in to replace Sammy Hagar. I'm not going to be one of those lazy Van Halen fans that will dismiss it and call it a pile of shit because Gary's involved. Not the truth. They just didn't write a lot of great songs. There's some good stuff on this, but there's some really, really bad moments as well. The first single, Without You, is absolutely fantastic. Takes you back to the old school days of the hard rocking Van Halen. Great tune, great solos, of course, from Eddie, Alex and Michael Anthony doing a great job of holding the rhythm section together. Gary sounds great on this record. One I Want is really good. Far and the Hole, pretty good. But there's stuff on this like Josephina, not that key. On Year to the Day, not that key on it. The Ballad and the Bullet's good. But it ends with How Many Say I, which has got Eddie Van Halen singing lead vocals. And no disrespect to Eddie, I love him. But he's no singer, and even the backup vocal harmonies that Gary Cherone does to try and salvage the tune just doesn't do enough. It's a piano-driven ballad, and it's just an awful way to end a very much a mixed bag of an album. Some good moments, but some absolutely terrible songs as well. Better than it used to be, but still not great, and it was definitely never going to make the top 15, no doubt about it. Van Halen 3, yeah, a mixed bag, no doubt about it. A few records to show from 98. And there's Sepultura's Against. A lot of people really hate the Derek Green era, and I think it's undeserved, to be honest, because they've done some really good stuff for Derek. Not all brilliant, though, it has to be said. And again, this is an album that's grown on me since the early days of having it, but still, there's definitely room for improvement. Some good moments, but definitely room for improvement. The first track, Against, is really good. Choke is excellent. Very simplistic riffing, but great chorus. Derek sounds great. Rumours, good tune. Float is in Mud, I really like. Common Bonds, Unconscious. But there's a lot of stuff on this that is very much unremarkable at all. You know, nothing really sticking out in the memory. No real hooks. The Derek stuff is underrated, I think, but it is patchy in places, and this first one they put out with Derek is definitely a case of that. Some really, really good moments, but some forgettable moments as well. It's a bit of an unbalanced album. Grown on me a bit, but still not fantastic. Not at all. Up next is Incantation and Diabolical Conquest. A good album, but it's definitely lacking in hooks for me. As far as death metal goes, you don't just play really heavy and that makes it a great album. Your songs have still got to have hooks, they've still got to be catchy, and it's lacking in some hooks. Not a bad album by any stretch of imagination. Musical performances from Everyone Involved are good. I like the vocals. A couple of standout tracks though. The title track, or Impending Diabolical Conquest, that's actually called. The first track's really good. Shadows of the Ancient Empire is really good as well. But there's a lot on here that just doesn't really stick out in the memory. A lack of hooks, and the songs don't really sort of don't really stick out. So Incantations, Diabolical Conquest is an honourable mention from 1998. And the last honourable mention from 98, a band that needs absolutely no introduction to me on. This is Cannibal Corpse, Gallery of Suicide, the second full length of Corpse Grinder. The first one's featured Pat O'Brien on guitar. Some fantastic tunes on this. In fact, the album starts really, really well. I Will Kill You is a good opener. Dispose of the Body is good. Sentence to Burn is one of my favourite Cannibal tracks. There's some really catchy riffing, some catchy vocal patterns as well. Great tune. Blood Drenched Execution is very fierce. Gallery of Suicide is good. From Skin to Liquid. Stabbed in the Throat, again, some very catchy vocal patterns. Really, really good tune. Every Bone Broken. Centuries of Torment. There's a few tracks on this that don't stick out in the memory as much as others, and that's why it's an honourable mention, but not a bad album from Cannibal in the slightest. That's Cannibal Corpse, Gallery of Suicide. Now let's go on to some new additions to the collection. A couple of these you saw in the 1998 Best Of video, so I'll quickly talk about it. I won't talk about them too much. Anathema, Alternative 4. And I knew that this was a great album, but I hadn't listened to it for such a long time. And when I went back to listen to it for the Top Albums of 98 video, I realised just how great it was, and I realised I needed to get it on vinyl. A very, very sad sounding album, very melancholic, very reflective. Printed inner here with lyrics. Great performances from everyone, very well written songs, very catchy songs. Here we have clear vinyl with a bit of kind of smokiness in there. Fantastic vocals. I think it's Danny Kavanagh. These guys are from Liverpool, if my memory's correct. Just a fantastic album. Not an album to listen to if you're not in a good place, because it's a very sad, melancholic sounding record. But Fragile Dreams, Lost Control, Empty, Reconnect, Inner Silence, Alternative 4, Regret Filled Destiny. There are no bad songs on this album. It's a banger from start to finish. Some really nice clean guitar tones on this album. Sounds like using quite a bit of chorus. Yeah, just a great album. There's no bad songs in it at all. Anathema's Alternative 4 from 1998 is an absolute beast. What else have we got here? On to some thrash now. And it's Destruction's latest album, Birth of Malice. Good album. It's not as good as the two previous ones, though. Born to Perish and I think it's called Diabolical, the previous two, are definitely better, but this is still decent. A lot of people hating the AI artwork. I don't give a shit, to be honest. It's just artwork. It's got nothing to do with the music. There's the gatefold with a picture of the guys. Yeah, not as good as the two previous ones, but still a decent listen. Here we are on good old black vinyl. Great vocals. Performances musically are good. There's a few tracks that don't really stick out in the memory too much, but there's some absolutely fantastic stuff on it at the same time. Particularly the first few. Birth of Malice, title track is great. Great chorus, great vocals. Destruction, Cyber Warfare, No Kings, No Masters. That's got some really, really good vocal patterns in the chorus, which make it stick out in the memory. God of Gore on side B is good. Evil Never Sleeps is really good as well. Chains of Sorrow finishes with a cover of Accept's Fast as a Shark, which is fine, but far from essential. I would rather have heard an original song. But there we go, Destruction, Birth of Malice, some thrash from Germany. Not as good as the two become for it, but still a decent listen. Glad I picked it up. Some more thrash, going over to Canada now. There's Annihilators, King of the Kill, which I've had on CD from day one. I got the CD back in 1994 when it came out. The first one to feature Jeff Waters on vocals. Gatefold there with a written piece from Jeff himself. Good album this, definitely flies under the radar. Printed in there with the lyrics on. They've been through quite a few changes for this album. I think it's only Jeff and not a drummer, basically. That was the band. There's the centerings. Good old black vinyl again. They've messed about with the track listing though, which is something I don't really like when they re-release albums. I'd rather they release them as they were. But this isn't one of the worst offenders, to be fair, because track 2 on side 2, the box, that's what actually opens the original CD, but I've stuck it on side B here. But it does kick off with the title track, King of the Kill, which is an absolute thrash banger, fantastic riffing, great vocal patterns from Jeff, very catchy chorus. 21 up next is good, second to none, fantastic, great riffs, great solos from Jeff. I mean, it's Jeff Waters, of course all the guitar work's fantastic. Hell is a War's great, Annihilator, decent. Not the best tune though. Bad Child is really good. In the Blood's a bit of a ballad. Speed, Catch the Wind, Annihilator's King of the Kill, a nice reissue which has been a long time coming. I remember Darcy mentioned these reissues coming ages ago, easily over 2 years ago, and I've only just started to put them out, but they're here at last. I've got a Refresher Demon Remains on order. They're not here yet, but there's King of the Kill from 1994. Excellent album. One you saw in the best of 1998. Here's Cradle of Filth, Cruelty and the Beast, the remistressed version that came out a couple of years ago. Definitely a big improvement sound-wise on the original recording. The production on the original record is a little bit flat. There's the gatefold for you. An absolutely outstanding record. Printed in there. Picture of the guys. Some information. This is a 2LP, both on red vinyl, so there's no point showing you the next one. But there it is, transparent red vinyl. Excellent blackmail. Great performances from everyone. Some great tunes on this as well. And this is one of those remix and remasters where you can really hear the difference from the original. It was definitely worth doing. It sounds far better than the original, it's got to be said. Cruelty Bought the Orchids, brilliant stuff. Beneath the Halen Stars, brilliant. Desire and Violent Overture. The Twisted Nails of Faith is great as well. Portrait of the Dead Countess, Lustful and Orgasm. They've stuck their cover of Iron Maiden's Hallowed Be Thy Name on the end. Don't really like that when they put bonus tracks on albums, on vinyl anyway. CD, I'm fine with it, but when it comes to vinyl, I want the album to sound as it is. But it is a good cover, so I can let it slide this time. But Cruelty and the Beast, Cradle of Filth, Cruelty and the Beast, the remistressed version, absolutely fantastic. So glad to have that on vinyl. Cradle of Filth again, their brand new album, The Screaming of the Valkyries, and this is absolutely brilliant. It's probably my favourite album of the year so far. Cradle are one of those bands that get a lot of shit for some reason, and I do not understand why. They're phenomenal musicians. Danny Filth is an amazing vocalist, whether he's hitting those really low growls or those insanely high screams. He's a great vocalist and a fantastic lyricist as well. If you ever read the lyrics to the Cradle of Filth album, they're incredibly well written, very highly researched as well. Massive picture of the guys in the gatefold there. This is 1LP. We've got here lyrics, which is like on a fold out, which I'll show you. There and on that side as well. Yep, I originally got this on CD because I thought to myself, the CD will be all I need. I don't need this album vinyl as well. Got the CD, I just listen to it constantly. It's absolutely phenomenal. Such a good album. Obviously not so much a black metal band these days. There's definitely black metal still in there, but it's very symphonic at the same time, which is something I'm not really into a lot of the time. But I do really like it with Cradle. There's the black vinyl with the custom centre rings. Again, Danny's voice is absolutely superb. So many great vocal styles that he performs. Very, very talented vocalist. Very underrated, I think. All the musical performances are great. Some fantastic riffs. Drums are great. To Live Deliciously, the first song, is so catchy. Very, very good. Fantastic vocals. The Trinity of Shadows is fantastic. Malignant Perfection is great as well. When Misery Was a Stranger, it's just an absolutely fantastic album. It's my favourite album of the year so far, I think. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. The new one from Cradle of Filth, The Screaming of the Valkyries, is absolutely superb. I love it. Had to get on vinyl. The CD just wasn't going to cut the mustard. Two more to show. Here's the latest album from UK death metal legends Cancer. This is Inverted World, their new album. I say Cancer, it's John Walker with a bunch of new guys. Since the last record, Ian Buchanan and Carl Stokes have left. However, the new guys doing a good job, and this new album has really impressed me. Far from a banger, but not a bad album at all. I really like it from start to finish. There's the guys, the printed inner, lyrics. Once again, good old black vinyl with the centre rings. Yeah, I'm really liking this album. John's vocals are still really, really good, to be fair. And the drums from who's the drummer on this one? Gabriel something, can't read the bloody writing. But yeah, the musicians he's brought into the band for this album are really good. It's a really fairly simplistic, catchy death metal, which I really enjoy, and to be fair, I really do like this album a lot. I think the Shadow Grips album that they put out in 2018, I think it was really good as well. I think this one's even better, actually. But Enter the Gates, open side A, fantastic chorus, great vocals from John, very catchy. Inverted World, the title track, is fantastic again. Test Site, Amputate, When Killing Isn't Murder. Covert Operations, Jesus for You, Jesus. I've said that word wrong. Ends with Corrosive, which is another catchy song. Yeah, some really nice choruses to get your teeth into. Some great riffage. Everything sounds good. Nice guitar tone. John Walker's vocals, very, very good. Cancer's Inverted World, the latest album from these UK death metal legends. Very glad to get that in the collection. Really enjoying that album a lot. And one more to show. I'm quite lucky to have a 2014 reissue of this album on white vinyl. But when this reissue came up, I had to get it. It's my favourite album from this band. You can never have too many copies of it. I want to grab on cassette as well. A lot of people have been waiting a long time for this to be reissued. Like I say, I've already got the 2014 version, but I had to get this as well. My favourite album from Death, and is Symbolic. A band that needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever, of course. Gene Hogan on the drums. Fantastic drumming on this record. Kelly Conlon on the bass, great bass work. Bobby Cobley on the guitars, and of course Chuck Schuldiner. This album just needs no introduction whatsoever. It's so good. Here's the printed inner, which I took it out of because it took me ages to get the record actually out of the inner sleeve. It was proper stuck in there. So there's the inner sleeve with all the lyrics in. I remember my friend getting this album on cassette back in 1995 and just played it to death. And here we are. Once again, good old black vinyl. I mean, this album is just absolutely superb from start to finish. For me, it's easily Death's best. I say that, you know, they've never put out a bad album, so I say it's easily the best. It's just better than some of the others, to be fair. But it's just an outstanding album I never ever get bored of listening to. Chuck's vocals are superb. Symbolic title track, superb stuff. Zero Tolerance, Empty Word, Sacred Serenity, 1000 Eyes. Side A, there's nothing bad at all. And it's the same with side 2. Without Judgment, Crystal Mountain, Misanthrope, Perennial Quest. Gene's drums are fantastic. The guitars from Bobby and Chuck are great. Superb vocals. Kelly's bass is great. Death Symbolic. A long-awaited reissue for a lot of people. And I was always wanting to grab this black vinyl version. It's just an absolutely amazing album that I need in my collection, that every death metal fan needs in their collection. Absolutely essential stuff. Death Symbolic from 1995, a long-awaited reissue, finally here. Fantastic album, an absolute classic. I'm very, very happy to have this in the collection. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. There we go, guys. That's today's video done and dusted. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think about the honourable mentions from 1998. Let me know what you think about the new pickups in the collection. Always great chatting with you guys in the comments section. I should be back with you soon. I've got some ideas for some new videos. Definitely no video next week. I've got a very busy weekend next weekend. But I'll be back soon. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But you'll see me at some point. As always, thanks for watching. And as always, cheers, take care, and I'll see you later.